Are attending creator and influencer events even worth it these days? I'm just thinking out loud. So recently, I just saw a buddy of mine. He posted that he was at an event and he was an attendee, general admission, and it was for content creators. It was geared to teach and to inspire, to educate, and have a place where creators could come together, right? So I've attended plenty of these types of events, and I've also had the privilege of actually speaking at these events. So I want to go through a few pros of why these events are valuable if you've never been, or maybe you haven't been in a while, and then some of the cons, some of the drawbacks of going to these events, especially if you're a newer creator. Now, like I said, I've been to these events and I've been able to speak at these events, and that's one of the pros is being able to go to an event and actually speak at an event. When you have a microphone in your hand, when you have the stage, when you have an audience of people in front of you, this is a good opportunity for you to let people know who you are and what you do and how you can help them. It's also a good chance that you can grow your online subscriber base as well, because you get a chance to share with people where you are located on social media and these digital platforms and have a good spike in numbers for being in attendance for that event. So that's a good opportunity. And if you're able to speak at these events, it's a good opportunity to improve your speaking skills as well. One of the things as a creator that's also someone that's coaching, it allows me the opportunity to get better at communicating a message to people, especially people that don't know me. How do you get a room full of strangers to listen to every word that you're saying? How do you get them to buy a product that you're offering at the end of it and they just met you in those few moments? So I think it's a great opportunity. Now, another reason to attend these events is for working and potentially collaborating with the different partners that are there. Not just influencers, we'll get to that, and other creators, we'll get to that. But think about the brands that are at these events, the companies that fly out employees and they fly out products and fly out merch to attend these events that are good alignments for those creators or influencers that are actually attending those events. This is a really good place to network with these companies because as creators, we are constantly looking for ways to monetize, right? We can't just rely on the ad revenue from the platforms directly. And if you're just getting started, sometimes getting your audience to actually buy from you directly could be a challenge. And there's some platforms that just don't make it easy for the viewer to click an affiliate link or go to your store without leaving the app completely, which then hurts your algorithm and all of that. So, by being able to connect with these brands that are on site, this gives you the opportunity to see, hey, is there something we can do and work together? Can I feature your product in my video? Can I talk about your software? Can I feature you on a collab video or maybe do some UGC work for you? There are opportunities to connect with those brands. So if you're going to these events, don't just sit in the audience, don't just talk on the stage, but think about the other people that are there, and one of those being the brands. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier, let the cat out the bag, but of course, you get to collaborate and network with other creators. I think this is one of the lowest hanging fruits because by default, you're going to be in rooms with other people that just say, hey, hi, what do you do? Right. And there are going to be these opportunities for you to meet people that you would have probably never met, even though you may have followed them in the industry that you're both in, but you probably just would never have crossed paths. Maybe your audience is a little bit larger than their audience, but when you go look at their content, you're like, whoa, you should be way up there in subscribers or way up there in following, or hey, I would just love to connect with you because your content is cool, and vice versa. So you're going to meet people that are in similar spaces, and you're also going to meet people that are in different spaces than you. But is there a way that you can collaborate together? We know podcasts right now are exploding. Everybody and their mama and their sister and their cousin and their brother has a podcast. Would it be a great opportunity for you all to not only just be at the same conference or event, but then when we go back to our respective homes, we can actually still communicate through a podcast. We have a discussion, especially if we're in the same industry. And what does that look like to collab on some content going forward as well? Now, another benefit, and this is not coming from someone that's giving you financial advice because I'm not, but is the tax benefits that go along with it. You know, when you have a business, and if you're a creator, you should think of yourself as a business owner and actually position your business around your creativity. This allows you to have write-offs. So the plane, the airfare, the Uber rides, the hotel stay, the meals, all of these different expenses that go into attending a conference and being there for at least a couple days. These are things to consider. Someone has to pay for that, you know. That's why I love working with brands, because sometimes they pay for you to come to these events, and if you show yourself worthy of being someone they want to work with, that's a great opportunity for you to attend on someone else's dime. But if you're paying for it outright and upfront, make sure that you're keeping receipts, because this could be a tax write-off for you at the end of the year. Now, if we flip over to some of the cons of attending these events, well, some of the pros are actually some of the cons as well. Because if you don't have the resources or the financial means to attend these events and you're paying your last dime just to get there, you better make sure that you're getting that value in return. Now, there is something called faith, and there's something called believing in having a return on your investment, but you also have to be smart as well. So, if you're going to invest all the money that it takes to attend one of these events, you want to think about, hey, how am I going to get a return on this investment? Am I just going to go into it knowing that, hey, I'm just going to be able to write this off and I'll be happy with that? Or am I going to go into this looking at, hey, I've invested $1,000 to attend this event. I need to make sure that I walk away with at least 10 solid connections. I need to walk away with at least 3 brand and company contacts so that I can follow up with them after the conference. I need to make sure that not only am I at the event, but I'm actually recording myself at the event as well to create a vlog or some type of other social media content that I can put on social media and let my audience know, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm actively participating in. You need a return on that financial investment. Another con is for anyone that could be like me and you're just an introvert. You're willing to talk to people if the conversation comes to you, but you're not willing to initiate the conversation. If you're not going to initiate conversations, you could potentially go to this conference and never connect with anyone. You could just go, sit, learn, and go back home and do the same thing over and over again and try to figure out, why am I not growing, or why am I not expanding? You need to be able to have sounding boards. And one of the reasons I created this Creator Strong community, and you can check it out in the link below in the description, is so that those introverted people, you can actually connect with other people and we can do it virtually. So this gives you an opportunity to still be able to not put yourself too far out there if you don't want to, but you can connect with others, because that's going to be valuable. You want to not only just hear what other people are doing, but some of the roundtable discussions where you really get some of the insight, what's really going on, some of the real hurdles and challenges that we're dealing with as creators. This is where the gold is. This is what you really want to understand and know. The fancy titles when you go to a conference are great, because I've had to submit titles for what my talk would be about, and they said, "Hey, can you make it a little bit more attractive?" Like, if I want to just talk about, hey, the realness that comes with being a content creator and how you have to juggle your 9 to 5 and your family life and how do you do it all, like, they wanted me to put a pretty title around that, when the reality is, hey, some days are just tough. Some days I just don't feel like doing it. I want to be able to tell you the rawness and not try to get you in and entice you off a fancy title. But if you're going into these conferences and not knowing that, hey, there's a little bit of sales play that goes on here as well, you may walk away with all the hype and not the real understanding and the benefit of what's really going on behind that particular conference session. So you want to make sure that you're listening, you're paying attention, but you're also understanding that, hey, what was really being said here? How can I dive deeper into this? And the only way you can really do that is by talking to other people. what did this other person get out of the conference? Hey, did you hear something that I didn't hear? Or hey, did is this what they meant to say by that specific comment on stage? These are the reasons that community are so big in this content creator space. Now, I just saw a friend of mine post a video about his conference experience, so hopefully I can have him join me in a roundtable discussion to talk about it. So if you want to hear that, make sure you check out the link in the description. I'm just thinking out loud.